You sit alone, the screen aglow, in shadows where questions grow. A sense of dread begins to creep as secrets on the television seep. You, an entity unknown, unseen, feel tension in this eerie dream. Unexpected truths unfold, and unease tightens its silent hold. She wakes up and approaches the door. The room is dark, and the small window has condensation on it. The air feels sterile, but there's a hint of something she can't quite identify. She hesitates before opening the door, looking around, feeling somewhat dazed, with a headache starting to mount. She opens the door. The hallway is long and the walls are white. A hospital. She decides to turn left, trying not to make any sound with her footsteps. A jab of pain throbs in her skull. She grabs the handrail and holds her mouth shut, feeling saliva accumulate. She can hear herself breathe. The lights are dim, and the air is chilly. Her robes are blue and thin. She hears the thrum of computers and beeping sounds as she walks and walks in circles. She walks up a long hallway with many numbered doors on either side. Bathrooms are dark, and it seems like early morning. Nothing moves in the shadows. A tear rolls down her cheek, but she's not aware. She wanders around a loop of hallways that go on until it brings her back to where she started. She goes in an opposite direction. There's an open area with tables and chairs, a TV playing a game show in silence. She notices someone bringing in a large rolling stack of trays, all with breakfast meals on them. He scans the hallway and makes eye contact, and a sharp feeling of dread pulses, and then evaporates as he continues and starts to unload the trays. A nurse salutes at the man pulling the cart. She hears the nurse say under her breath, "She's here." Shivers are felt. As she wanders into the room, other people start leaving their rooms and join her, walking past her without seeming to care that she's there. A soft bell chimes. One tall, gangly-looking gentleman eyeballs her and says, "You're sitting with me." They walk towards the chairs and tables and sit down. Everyone's given a meal. Porridge, bran muffins, a hard-boiled egg, and decaf coffee that smells awful. The man starts talking to her as if he knows her. Before she can even ask where she is, he says, "They're gonna make you think you have amnesia. That's part of their cover-up. You need to find him. You need to unplug him. You need to reset this whole thing." "Simon, come get your medication." He stares at her, points both with his fingers at his eyes, then points it back at her. He gets up and security comes, saying, "We're gonna have to take you somewhere else, Simon. We sent you to the wrong wing." He responds, "That's bullshit," they say. "We don't want to hold you down again, Simon." He looks back and they say, "Come on, don't look at her, come with us." And they leave. She eats a bit of the food, then starts feeling really sick. Her headache starts throbbing. She puts the egg down and walks up to the nurse's office. "Honey, are you okay?" the nurse replies. "I need the bathroom. Now." The nurse escorts her to the bathroom. As she walks in, the nurse waits outside. She goes to throw the open toilet, but as she opens the lid, she sees a small hologram of the captain standing on the top of the toilet. He says, "There you are." He pulls out a tablet and starts punching in numbers, and she immediately loses her sickness. As it vanishes, she says, "Wait, I don't understand any of this." He responds, "Yeah, just give me a sec. He punches in a few more numbers, and then her memory comes back like a digital brain freeze mixed with an orgasmic head rush. He says, "Okay, Lisa, it's going to sound weird, but you're in someone else's body. You have clearance to get down to the lower levels of this research facility." She says, "Okay." They walk out. The nurse asks, "Are you going to finish your breakfast, or can I take it away?" Lisa lies. "I don't know if I can eat right now." The nurse says, "Okay, just go sit down in your room and we'll bring you some medication to ease your stomach." In the back of her head, she hears the captain say, "Okay, move along. Okay, move along. I'm going to take you down to the stairwell at the end. Normally you wouldn't be able to access it, but the thumbprint scanner should recognize your thumbprint, or rather, the last person's." They get to the stairwell, and she uses her thumbprint. "It doesn't work the first time," he says. "Hold on, just wipe off your thumb." She wipes off some of the egg grease from holding her breakfast and tries again. And it opens like a spaceship door rather than a normal hinged door with a loud psht. She enters a staircase that looks vastly different than the hospital, walls of exposed cement and nothing else, and begins her descent. It's a long, straight staircase leading to a large set of blue, ornate wooden doors that seem out of place. She opens the door and enters a long hallway. It seems like it's out of a movie. An old 1930s Art Deco wallpaper and plenty of blue doors line either side. It seems to go on forever. She can't see the end. She steps on the immaculate rug reaching out into infinity and asks, "Where is this? What are all these doors? Where do they lead?" The captain replies, "This is where all the users lie for our particular chunk of the metaverse. In our simulation, in our specific scenario and campaign, we are all spread throughout the galaxy, well, in our case, the solar system, and we get to explore and have fun in almost never-ending paradise. This is where they sleep, or dream, rather. Now, I want you to go to the very end." She says, "At the very end? I can't even see it." He punches in a few numbers, and the hallway appears to shorten, warping as if the doors are evaporating and the hallway is creeping towards her. She blinks, and she is immediately in front of the large red, ornate door at the end. There's an unknown and vague symbol on the door. She opens it and steps into a dimly lit 1980s apartment. All she can hear is TV static clawing the darkness, the buzz of a fan, and the sound of her own voice, as if it's recording her last words. She walks in and sees an emaciated captain with long hair and a beard sitting in his underwear on a couch. The apartment is dingy, and a window looks out towards a brick wall with street lamps casting a dim light. The entire apartment is lit by the glow of the buzzing CRT TV, and the captain doesn't seem to notice her. He's breathing shallow. She walks up waves her hand in front of his face, and he brushes her aside, pointing at the TV screen. She looks at the TV, which transforms into an infinite maze of TVs. She looks back at him, and he points at her with his mouth gaping. The captain says, in her head, "Oh, I've been waiting for this for so long. It's okay, he'll be fine." She asks, "What do I do now?" The hologram captain responds, "Just pull a plug. Pull the plug to the TV and everything will be fine." The emaciated captain on the couch tries to move, but his atrophied body only groans as she walks behind the TV on the small table and reaches for the plug. When she finally finds and unplugs it, she becomes disoriented as the whole world around her turns into a black void. She can't tell where her feet are, or if she's standing, or lying down, or simply existing in this endless sea of black. When a large, huge, giant cursor in white starts blinking in front of her, it says, "Admin mode active." "Wait, where are you, Captain? I don't know what to do here." The void is silent. She hears the slight clicking and ticking of the cursor as it formulates another sentence. In an impossibly large font around her, in front of her, and within her, it says, "Data has been corrupted. Previous scenario cannot be loaded. Will you load new or previous save, or shut down?" She hesitates, thinking, but the message continues. "Shutdown imminent. If no choice is made, system will go into deep sleep." She feels something within her, almost taking over her body, and reaches out with a phantom limb and clicks yes. Immediately, she's brought into the blinding light of a small chamber. Standing. A small set of words in front of her blinks, then evaporates into nothing. A hallucination? What it said is lost. She looks down at herself. This is familiar, she thinks. She's standing in her green leather jacket, her corset, her pencil skirt, her boots, and all the old clothes she remembers from somewhere out within time and space. Memories flood back into her in an instant, and she almost falls over from the intense head rush again. The door opens, and she looks around, then clumsily walks out into a long, dark steel corridor. LED strips glow, barely lighting the hallway in a cold way from the bottom of the walkway. She walks through and sees a door near her on the right side. Walking up to it, she expects to open it with a door handle, but it blasts open instantly. Inside, she finds a small room with a bunch of people not paying attention to her. They're all wearing suits and ties. The room is a mess. They're playing poker. From a small kitchen at one end, a scared woman points towards Lisa. Before Lisa can back out, a hand pushes her in from behind. The Electric Noir.